When people talk about concentrate vaporizers, Dr. Dabber is always somewhere in the conversation. Most of the attention goes towards their Star E-Rig series, like the Switch, but their latest launch, the Ghost 2, marks a return to where they started over a decade ago, a portable wax pen. In this video, we take a closer look at the Dr. Dabber Ghost 2, a modern version of the original pen. The focus is not just on the technical features, but what they mean in actual use. How the device behaves in real sessions, how the chamber and heating system shape the experience, and what type of user it makes the most sense for. The idea is to give a real picture of what it's like to live with this device as opposed to just giving you marketing talking points. Before talking about vapor or performance, it makes sense to start with the basics. Basics like when a mommy and a daddy really love each other, sometimes after a couple of bottles of wine, they forget to take all necessary precautions, and then they create 18 years of crippling debt. With any pen-style device, how you load it, set it up, and move through a session has a great impact on the experience, and of course, the Ghost 2 is no exception. And if you're a fan of my comedy and want to see me do non-vapor related jokes, you can head over to my YouTube channel at Nick Beaton Comedy, or follow me on Instagram at Nick Beaton Comedy. All right, let's get to the video. At its core, the Ghost 2 is a simple pen to operate. It's actually more simple to operate than a writing pen, but that's mainly because no one uses those anymore. I haven't had a Bic in my hand in 15 years, and if you put one in there right now, it would throw me into a wave of confusion that would send me into a catatonic state from which I may never recover. The device uses a ceramic bucket with a protective lid, and everything is operated through a single button with LED and vibration feedback. Once you understand the basic click patterns, you can move through a session effortlessly without having to think about complicated menus or the controls that much. If you're using the Ghost 2 for the first time, start by fully charging it. After it's fully charged, you then just need to top it up as needed. And it has pass-through charging, which means that you can charge it while using it as long as there's enough power to turn the device on. The top section opens on a hinge to reveal the chamber. That's where you put the concentrate, which I think you know by now, but I'm walking people through just in case there's an 80-year-old woman watching right now who finally wants to live her best life. A precision tool makes loading easier, and I recommend that you use one with a heated tip, something like the Utilian Hot Wax Axe. This makes sure that it slips right off the tip into the center of the bucket instead of scraping it off on the sides. The goal is a small centered load on the floor of the chamber. This keeps things nice and tidy and sets up the device to heat things evenly. So I guess don't do that if you like things messy and uneven, you messy, uneven pig. Once the load is in place, you can close the lid and turn the device on. To power on the Ghost 2, hold down the button for about 2 seconds. The light will confirm that it's on, and then from there, all the adjustments are made with quick taps. If you tap the button once, the device will show the current temperature setting. Tapping again cycles through the 5 different presets, each marked by a different LED color. You simply just stop tapping once you reach the level that you want to use. The Ghost 2 includes 3 heating modes. Those are Ascent, Steady, and Descent. You switch between them by pressing the button 3 times in quick succession. Each mode changes the way heat is applied during a draw, but for now, all you need to know is that you can leave it in default mode and still get a full session. The finer differences between those profiles is something that we'll take a look at in a few minutes. And that's what they call in the biz a cliffhanger. You're on the edge of your seat, right? I've got you in the palm of my hand. You can't go anywhere right now. Please don't leave. I'm desperate for attention. Once you have your temperature and mode set, you can start the session by tapping the button twice quickly. That starts the heating cycle. The LED will animate in your chosen color while the device heats, and then it will vibrate to let you know when it's ready. Heat up time is fast enough that you don't spend too much time waiting between pressing the button and taking your first draw. From an ease of use point of view, there really isn't much to learn past those few steps. One button handles everything. LED and vibration lets you know what's going on without needing a screen, and loading is simple once you get used to getting that concentrate right in the center of the bucket. As long as you give the device a moment to cool, and then give the chamber a quick swab after every use, the Ghost 2 is a pretty great device and easy to use from one session to the next. From a vapor point of view, the Ghost 2 sits in a fairly balanced spot. It can be set up for smoother, more flavor-focused pulls, or for more vapor output, but it's not pushed to either extreme. This makes the Ghost 2 feel like it was built more as an all-rounder as opposed to being solely for maximum output or flavor. Inside, the Ghost 2 uses a deep ceramic bucket with radial sidewall heating. In simple terms, that means that the floor and the side walls of the chamber warm up the concentrate from several directions. The mouthpiece and air path are glazed ceramic, helping keep your vapor away from any plastics or silicone. In use, that keeps the air path fairly neutral, so the flavor is dependent on your temperature choice and the concentrate itself. Both temperature and heating mode choices determine where the Ghost 2 lands between flavor and output. Lower settings and gentler profiles will give you a cleaner taste and softer vapor, whereas more assertive settings and higher steps up will give you the ability to quickly finish a small load while providing you with thicker vapor. The important thing is that the device gives you the room to adjust that balance without becoming difficult to control. Overall, when loaded and used properly, the Ghost 2 will give you consistent, predictable vapor that suits short, focused sessions. The bucket design, radial sidewall heating, and ceramic path do most of the work to keep your sessions sensible, whether you're looking for softer, smoother vapor or more heavy output. Now that we have a better idea of the potential vapor quality of the Ghost 2, let's take a closer look at how temperature plays a role. The Ghost 2 offers 5 preset temperature settings and 3 dynamic heating modes. The temperature settings range from roughly 420 degrees Fahrenheit to about 540 degrees Fahrenheit. They're spaced out so that dropping a step or two feels calmer and going up a step or two feels stronger, rather than these small, barely noticeable changes. Each preset is tied to a specific LED color, starting at purple at the lowest, all the way through blue, cyan, yellow, and white eventually at the highest level. Once you get used to the colors, it's easy to know where you are at a glance, even if you didn't memorize the exact temperature values. The middle range is where most people will likely settle, because that's where you get a good balance of flavor and output, and it seems like a sensible everyday setting. The top of the range will always produce thicker vapor, but it comes at the cost of flavor. In life, there are always trade-offs. Like when I was younger, I wanted my dad to come to my Little League games, but I knew if he did, he was most likely going to fight an ump and yell at someone else's kid. Trade-offs. In addition to those presets, the Ghost 2 offers 3 different heating modes: Ascent, Steady, and Descent. Ascent mode will gradually raise the temperature during the cycle, so the draw starts gentler and then gets stronger towards the end. Steady aims to hold the bucket near a fixed target, which is great for users who want every pull to be as similar as possible once they found a setting that they like. Last but not least, we have the Descent mode, which does the opposite of Ascent. Those words are called antonyms. That means opposite. Like me and Craig, our cameraman. I am a hard-working, talented, sexy man, and he is a pile of useless antonym. What Descent does is it starts the heat off closer to the target you set it to and then eases off throughout the process so it ends smoother. Taken together, the presets and the modes give the Ghost 2 a good range of temperature flexibility for a pen in this size class. You can choose where you want to sit between comfort and output. Then you can decide whether you want draws to build, stay steady, or taper off slightly with just a few taps of a button. Only thing you don't get to do with this device is fine-tune the temperature by degrees. But with 5 different temperature settings, 3 different draw settings, that's more than enough for most people to fine-tune their sessions for what they're looking for. Moving away from how the Ghost 2 operates in a session, I want to go a little deeper into how it's built and some of the design choices. This is far from a minor update from the original Ghost. The original Ghost was more of a classic classic pen style, kind of like the Utilian 5. Instead, the Ghost 2 is a complete redesign with a thicker block-style body, which is closer to a pocket rig than a traditional pen. It's noticeably larger than the original, but that extra size goes into a deeper chamber, added controls, and a more substantial shell. The outer chassis feels sturdy in the hand rather than bulky, and the surface allows you to get a good grip without feeling bulky. The main button sits naturally on the back of the device, so when you're holding it in the comfortable position, your finger will rest directly on it. The lid that covers the chamber uses a hinge and a magnet, so it opens smoothly when you want to load or clean it. Then, when you close it, there's a clear snap letting you know that it is sealed. When this thing snaps, you will know it. Unlike my uncle, it took us years to catch on, and by the time we did, well, there's an old saying, you can't unburn down a courthouse. Inside, the chamber and the vapor path continue that focus on sturdy materials. The choice of ceramic is great because it does not soften or deform. More importantly, it does not influence the flavor either. The airway insert drops into the bucket to a defined depth, and once it's in place, it does not wobble. So that means that it will stay stable even when you're loading, cleaning, or tapping. If you're interested in something unstable, I will leave my ex's phone number in the description. On the electronic side, the Ghost 2 includes standard protections, like safeguards against short-circuiting or overheating, and it comes with an automatic shutoff after a period of inactivity. Taken together, the materials, the revised form factor, and the way the lid and chamber are assembled give the Ghost 2 a sturdy enough frame to be used as an everyday vape. In terms of size, the Ghost 2 sits between a classic slim dab pen and a full compact rig. It's noticeably larger than the original Ghost and most slim style pens, but it's still small enough that it fits comfortably in the hand and safely in a bag. A thicker body was needed to accommodate some of the new features and a stronger battery to be able to power them. For everyday use, it works well as a home or desk device, but it's also small enough to bring with you when needed. When you take it out, it's portable enough to bring in a backpack, a small shoulder bag, or a jacket pocket. But if you're going to throw it in a bag with other items in it, I do recommend getting a case. The flip lid makes practical carry easier because when it's closed, it keeps the chamber and the mouthpiece covered. That keeps dust and pocket lint out of the vapor path, and that gives you more confidence that it's not exposed while it's bouncing around in a bag. The magnet and the hinge hold the lid in place well enough that it doesn't feel like it will open during normal movement. From a discreetness perspective, the Ghost 2 looks more like a small electronic gadget than a minimalist pen. The indicator light is present, but not overly bright, and the haptic feedback lets you know when things are ready without having to stare at the device. In practice, that makes it suitable for fairly normal settings where you're not trying to hide the device, but you don't necessarily want an oversized piece of equipment. Overall, the Ghost 2 favors a slightly larger, more substantial form factor, which helps it support better hardware, a deeper chamber, and a stronger battery. It's less pocket-friendly than very slim pens, but more capable for an everyday device. Dr. Dabber does not list the exact battery size for the Ghost 2, but they rate it at about 20 cycles on a full charge. After using it for a while, I would say that that is very accurate and about what you can expect. Although the number of sessions you get depends heavily on how you use it. Lower temperature settings and shorter draws put less pressure on the battery, while higher temperature settings and longer pulls obviously put more. Running on steady mode most of the time will draw a little bit more power because the device is working to keep the bucket at target temperature. But this usually results in only losing or maybe even gaining a session rather than a big change. Charging is handled from a USB-C port, and charging from empty usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour. The standout feature here is pass-through charging. Instead of turning the device on, seeing a low battery warning, and having to wait while it charges in order to be able to use the device, you can plug it in and use it while the device is charging as long as there is enough power to turn the device on. In practice, that makes a low battery a lot less of a problem if you're near an outlet or a power bank. After spending some time with the Ghost 2, it feels like more than just a slight refresh of the original Ghost and more of Dr. Dabber making a statement about how far technology has come. Moving from the thin style pen to the thicker body gives the device room for the ceramic bucket, the radial sidewall heating, 3 heating modes, and a battery that can support them. The strengths are more evident in short personal sessions. Once you're familiar with seating the airway insert properly and you get used to the simple button patterns, the Ghost 2 provides very consistent results. The 5 temperature presets and 3 profiles allow you to lean more towards comfort or to finishing a load quickly without having to look at a screen or fine-tune by single degrees. The build quality and ceramic vapor path support this type of use by keeping the device easy to handle, straightforward to clean, and sessions consistent from one to the next. And in this world, isn't a little consistency and predictability just what the doctor ordered? With all those things out there that can just throw you off and come out of nowhere. Like for instance, I just lost all of my money by investing in this meme coin. It was called "You're a Sucker" coin. Totally blindsided me. Taken as a whole, the Ghost 2 is a great daily concentrate device for people who want a balance between output and flavor, control, while also being in a form factor that's easy to take around with you. It's not trying to be the smallest pen or the most powerful rig, but it offers a middle ground that suits how most people like to use this type of vaporizer. That's it for the review today. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel. It really helps support us. If you have any questions about the Ghost 2, leave them in the comment below and we will get back to you. As always, to all my enthusiasts out there, keep vaping.